Hi there, my name's John Albiston, and I want to talk to you a little bit about 5 expenses your church should not cut back during this COVID crisis. Some of the things your church spends money on actually helps you generate income, and we do not want to kill the goose that lays the golden egg. So here are 5 expenses that your church should not cut back during the COVID crisis. Number 1, online business services. So these are companies or services that we might be paying for to help us be online. So for example, an online giving service. You might have a subscription to a service like this, something like Rebel Give. Paid Zoom account. Paid Zoom accounts right now are worth their weight in gold. You don't want to be cutting this. Live streaming service. Maybe you've subscribed to a live streaming service. Any online business service that helps you be online, these are the last things you should be cutting. Pastor, you should be cutting your own salary before you cut these things. In fact, if you don't have all of these, you should actually be investing in these. You should be spending more money in these things. Now, if you're looking for another place to cut instead, maybe you should consider cutting physical media. Any kind of programs where you're using workbooks or handouts or anything else like that. Cut that instead, not online business services. Second thing we don't want to cut is online tech equipment. If you've had plans on like buying cameras for online or microphones or lighting or set design, this is the time to get that stuff. Online is everything right now. Do not cut back on these items. This is the time to spend money, not to withhold money. If you're looking for opportunities to save money, anything that involves auditorium production is what you should cut. Your Sunday experience in your building is done. Now, we don't know how long it's done, but it's done right now. Your building is empty. Do not spend money on auditorium production and equipment. Third thing we want to work on is online advertising. This is not the time to hold back on online advertising. In fact, online advertising is now more effective than ever because people are confined at home. They're using social media, using the internet far more than they ever have. This is something you should be investing in right now. So for example, Facebook marketing. Now, I'm not just talking about you personally making a post or that your church has a Facebook page. Now, I'm actually talking about paid advertising where you have some kind of message that you're delivering to your community. Facebook allows you to limit your ads geographically just into your neighborhood or your region. You can have those ads differentiated by gender, by age. Facebook advertising, you can really zoom in on things, and tons of people are on Facebook right now. More than ever, Facebook advertising is going to pay for itself very easily. Instagram. If you're a little bit younger, Instagram is probably your social media of choice. Instagram advertising is also going to be very effective right now. Google AdWords. A lot of people are searching for help, searching for resources. In your community, if your church is providing, and your church should be providing some kind of resource to your community, using Google AdWords is an excellent time. We should actually be increasing our spending on these items. We should not be cutting them back. Now, if you're looking at an opportunity to save money, instead cut locational outreach. And when I say locational outreach, that is any outreach activity designed to gather people at a location. During this COVID-19 crisis, we can't gather at locations. So a lot of traditional ministries of VBSs or camps or big concert kind of stuff, that's done. We want to cut that stuff instead. The fourth thing is website development. In the past, we used to say the website is your front door of your church. 90% of people will check you out online before they'll ever come in person. Well, that's no longer true. Your website was the front door of your church. Now, your website is the whole building. Everything you used to use your whole building for, you need to use your website for. So you're going to be using your website as content delivery. So when someone wants to come in right on your front page, when they visit your website, this is how they can experience church online. That should be easy, obvious, front and center. This is how you see content on our website. They also come for community. During this COVID crisis, The biggest felt need in people's lives isn't the need for more content, but the need for community. They're socially isolated. So when they come to your website, there needs to be a way that is easy and obvious on how they can get connected with online small groups. And if you don't have online small groups, it is absolutely crucial that you start creating those, because they're going to be watching you online for maybe a few weeks in the beginning, but if this goes much longer, they're going to need community. And if you're not providing some kind of virtual in-person small group kind of experience, you're going to start to lose people permanently. You also want to deliver action. So people are coming to your website either looking to help or looking for help. So you want all those things on the front page that, hey, if you need help in area X, Y, and Z, this is the email to or the form to fill out or whatever it is. And if you're willing to offer help in areas X, Y, and Z, here's something that you can do. So those are the three primary things. Ministry Hub is now your website. Now, if you're looking for something to cut, don't cut your website. Instead, cut facility investments. Again, your facility is not being used right now. This isn't the time to invest in it, mostly. There may be some churches, and they're rare ones, that have a large operating contingency fund and may be very well funded, and we're planning on doing renos anyways. You know what? This might be, it's a bit of a gamble, but it might be an excellent time to do facility renovations because there's nobody in the building. You're not disrupting anything by having facility improvements right now. You may be running into some difficulties with the construction crew and then the COVID-19 regulations in your area, but this might actually be an opportunity for you to invest in your facilities if you're willing to make that gamble. Fifth, small group ministry. Small group ministry is absolutely vital. Do not cut small group ministry. The number one thing that people need right now isn't content, but community. People are isolated. They need connection. Watching church on TV is not going to be enough. What you're going to need to do is get people connected to each other. When you think about it, in times of horrible persecution, when you think of communist China, or if you think Iran, or if you think of even the Roman Empire, the church in a large gathering did not survive, but does survive in small groups. Small groups is your ultimate and your last lifeline. Do not neglect, do not divest in small group ministry. If you're looking for an opportunity to cut, anything that isn't online is something that you should be cutting, that isn't connecting with people personally. Even worship, for example. Now, we want to have some kind of worship online, but you might have the best smoke, light, and laser show on earth, but watching it on my phone or on my laptop is never going to be that impressive. You're not going to get the same bang for the buck. And in fact, I don't know if you've experienced this already, but worshiping corporately with a whole bunch of other people, that's very life-giving. But I feel pretty lame singing by myself in front of a screen. It's just not the same. So I'm not saying worship isn't important, but it's dropped way down the priority list, especially compared to small group ministry. But those are 5 things that we suggest that you do not cut during this COVID-19 crisis.